So this video is about ethos, pathos, and logos. What is the difference between a narrative story and a narrative essay? A narrative essay is a story. A narrative story is based mainly on pathos, appeal to emotion, while a narrative essay is based on all three of Aristotle's three appeals: pathos, appeal to emotion; ethos, appeal to credibility; logos, appeal to logic. In this presentation, I will discuss the importance of having ethos, pathos, and logos to have a logical, coherent, valid argument. A valid argument hinges on a paper having all three of these elements: ethos, credibility; pathos, emotion; logos, logic. Examples of ethos, pathos, and logos. Ethos is based on character. It's based on having expert sources, like Dr. Fauci. Different readers require different kinds of ethos. Strong writers use voice, tone, as well as credentialed pieces of evidence to make themselves trustworthy, educated, believable, credible, honest, and fair. So ethos means that your paper needs to have expert sources. Pathos, appeal to emotion. So therefore, pathos means that you appeal to the audience's feelings of love, pity, justice, patriotism, hope, jealousy, anger, and fear. Audiences don't respond well to overly emotional appeals. Strong writers invite readers to care about their subject matter by using diction, evidence, or claims that inspire these emotions. Logos, reason. So, logos, strong writers build their foundations of logic using techniques such as case studies, cause and effect, authority, analogies, statistics, and anecdote. And in order for your argument to be valid, you need to have ethos, pathos, and logos. If you're missing any of the above, then your argument is not valid. What are ethos, logos, and pathos? Ethos, appeal to credibility. In order to add credibility to your argument, you need to make sure your argument, or whatever you're reading, is written by an expert, such as a scientist, doctor, or PhD. If your argument does not have an expert source, then your argument is invalid. Do not listen to actors, actresses, athletes, rock stars, or politicians as expert sources for serious topics like medical, legal, or technical issues. The first element your argument needs is to have expert sources, so that is ethos. Appeal to ethos in ads. And so this ad is an example of an ad that has ethos and does not have expert sources. And so when they say 9 out of 10 dentists recommend Sensodyne, so who are these dentists? So therefore you know that this argument lacks ethos, it lacks expert sources. So you know not to believe it. Pathos, appeal to emotion. When we use descriptive language, such as we did in the Week 3 Forum Food Post, to appeal to all 5 human senses, hearing, touch, emotion, seeing, and smell, we are appealing to human emotion. An argument needs to have excellent stylistic language for the message to be understood and to hook the reader to your essay. So the second element in order for an argument to be valid is pathos. So if you have an argument that only talks about pathos, then you know it's invalid because it's missing logos and ethos. Here's an example of pathos. Getting people to feel happy, sad, or angry can help your argument. But if your argument only has pathos and lacks the other 2 elements, then it's invalid. Here's another example of an invalid argument that only talks about emotion and lacks logos and ethos. Logos, appeal to logic. Logos is when an argument is written with a thesis statement with matching body paragraphs. When we make a claim, We have to back up that claim with credible evidence. The reasons of your thesis become your body paragraphs. The body paragraph then justify, illustrate, describe the main idea. Without logic, your essay will not make sense. The third element you need to make an argument valid is logos. So in conclusion, ethos, ethics, establishing personal credentials, getting your audience to trust you. Pathos, pity, inspiring an emotional response, getting your audience to feel. Logos, logic, argument based on reason and facts, getting your audience to think. So in order to have a valid argument, you need to have all three of these elements: ethos, pathos, and logos. So in order for your argument to be valid, you need all three elements. If your argument is missing any of these elements, then your argument becomes invalid and turns into rumor, gossip, conspiracy theory, fallacies, and baseless claims. For your essay to be credible, then you need ethos, expert sources, logos, logical essay structure with thesis and credible evidence, and pathos, descriptive devices to appeal to human emotion. Once your essay has all three appeals, then your essay becomes credible, objective, and professional. So this is the reason why I insist that your rough drafts all have a thesis statement with matching body paragraphs so that you can have logos. And then you learn APA and you learn how to find credible sources, so you have ethos, and then you learn descriptive language to appeal to all human emotion, to hook the reader in, and that becomes pathos. And so once you have all three elements, then you know how to create a credible paper that people will believe. So this ends my video on ethos, credibility, pathos, emotion, logos, and logic.